I'm backing up my truck, I'm gonna hook it up, loading up my boat with all my gear. I've been working hard all week, trying to make ends meet, spending time wishing I was fishing. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing. Gather up your gear and come along. Well, Terry Wickstrom wants to take you fishing.
This is Terry Wickstrom. Join Karen Kullhem, Greg Clajo, and me as we take you to some of our favorite fishing spots from Colorado to Minnesota, the Arctic Circle to Central America and beyond, as we revisit episodes of Mountain States Fishing and Angling Adventures Television on the best of fishing with Terry Wickstrom.
To the family that worked with us on the shows.
That's right.
As you know, if you've been watching the last few weeks, we're winding down our fishing shows after 22 seasons. Last week we took you to a few of our favorite fishing spots, but we were fortunate during the years that we had a lot of our family actually involved in the production. We come from outdoor families who really not only were a big help to us, but enjoyed being out there. It was a big deal to them. I mean, they contributed a lot.
They did. They loved being part of it.
Both behind the scenes and on camera.
Not always enjoying the being in front of, but they stepped up and did well.
As we talk about the family that helped us on the show as part of the show, the first one we have to start with is my cousin Greg Clajo.
Our co-host.
Our co-host has did dozens of shows with us. Him and I started fishing when we were about 2 years old, so we've been fishing for over 5 years now.
Yeah, getting close.
Yeah. If we combine our years, it's over 100 years of fishing experience. But he's a legendary guide in Minnesota. He's an award-winning outdoor writer. And he's just a heck of a fisherman. And he was a great both behind and in front of the camera.
Yep, and he actually filled in a lot of times when you couldn't go with, and him and I did a lot of shows, just the two of us. So
I know.
It was great.
And you asked him, what are your favorite memories of the shows?
And he came up with quite a few, but we're going to narrow it down and kind of do his top two. And this is kind of what he put out. All his top two shows were dealing with catfish, and he said the first one was Cats on the Red. This is one of my most favorite places to fish. Just can't get enough of those monster-sized catfish, truly world class. I wrote an article of my first ever trip there entitled A Half Ton of Fun, as we boated over 1,000 pounds of catfish in one day. People have to experience this fishery. And then he went to Lake Fork, Texas, cats, which him and I did on our own. I had a blast on this shoot, as I had never been to Texas before and also had never used a trot line, which is illegal in Minnesota. How fun it was to set several dozen hooks and come back to it the next day when it was practically full of fish. Also, I wasn't too excited about the alligators and rattlesnakes, something else we don't have in Minnesota.
Well, you know, another thing, we're going to take him, show him some of that catfishing, but he forgot to mention that in that first catfishing trip, I think you outfished him and I.
Oh, I know I did. And I was only there part of the time.
Let's go catfishing with Greg Clajo.
Now we got Greg Clajo hooked up with a fish. Big fish, folks. These just are, it's incredible.
They don't like the boat.
Another nice one. Oh, real nice one.
Oh, big fish, Greg.
Real nice one. Nice.
My arm is sore. I know what Karen went through. It's a master angler.
Is it?
Oh yeah. And if you're looking here, about, it's 35 for sure. It's a good 35.
Oh, another master angler fish. Let her go. Thank you.
Beautiful fish.
Holy cow.
Karen's hooked up with another one. Karen's hooked up with another fish.
Hurry up.
I'll tell you what, when you're catching fish like this, you can, watching these guys, you can start joking around. You know, normally there's a tension when you have a big fish on, but you catch so many here that you get to the point where it almost gets to be just joking and fun, because you know if you lose one, there's another one coming.
Came right to the boat, and now he's under the boat!
You can't hold him.
Oh my gosh!
Strong.
Oh my gosh! I can't get him up!
That's a good thing. I want to see him before I stick.
I don't know what you're laughing at!
Oh, a black one. The black one. Oh, that's a black.
Okay, I'm done.
We're gonna measure it now. We'll see. So far, Karen's already got 2 master angler fish in less than just a couple hours fishing. Less than 2 hours fishing, she's already got 2 master anglers among others.
Okay. This one's 38 on the nose.
38, the biggest fish of the. She already had the biggest fish of the trip, and she just beat it. What's it feel like, Karen? 3 master angler fish.
Put it this way, my arms are shaking.
What a fish.
So we're just going to take these pieces of bait and come in about a 1/2 inch below this fin so they got a nice wiggle.
2 per float.
2 per float, yes. And these are nice little red ear bluegill. Red ear sunfish.
How many are we going to throw out in this spot?
We're going to put about 12 down this way, and then we're going to save a few up around the grass line.
Okay.
Because I want to see which produces better today, this or the grass line. So we come right out to the edge where it's going to begin to want to fall off there. We're going to drop it right there. If you got heavy wind, you want to give it a little more extra slack. If it's a little calmer day like today, go ahead and bring it on down, cinch it in, throw it out like a frisbee.
That's it.
Voila.
You get a bite and it flips over to the red.
Right, we're efficient. So let's get a couple more.
Now we're checking what? The first trot line that we set last night. I mean,
Yeah, people say, you know, why fish a trot line? Why can't you rod and reel for everything? Well, you know, honestly, you're not going to get every fish in on a rod and reel in a lake where we have tons of structure. You know, this lake, every stump was left in it except for the boat lanes. And so it makes it extremely difficult to catch a lot of those fish on a rod and reel. Not impossible, but, you know, difficult. Okay, I want you to grab it and just begin walking us down. Now, first, I'll just leave that in. That's a weight. We're just going to keep walking it down.
okay.
Okay, you've got it. See if you feel anything as we come up on it. You'll probably feel a You feel that? Just past the first hook's empty.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. He's getting a little pull here. What do we have? Looks like a channel cat making that run. Can you see him in there?
Oh yeah. There's 2 in
There's
a row
2,
here.
yeah. Well, every other hook,
Now,
yeah.
this is fishing. I've been waiting a long time to do something like this.
All right. Net every fish because they've been on here. We baited this last night. They've been on here for 12 hours. They'll begin to work it away.
The hole enlarge where the hook is and
Yes,
get loose.
Now this is a circle hook, so you have to push it not out of the mouth, but into the mouth, and then out it'll come nice and easy. Now this is a dark male, and you can tell because of the testosterone, and it's made him black here. And then on his head,
That's a pretty fish.
it is, his head is all swollen, and that's testosterone in him, making him swell up like that. And look at that channel cat. Still got a few of his spots, but he's turning darker colors, but absolutely beautiful, healthy fish.
It is. Very nice fish.
Nice, isn't it?
It's a good way to start the day.
Now if you'll grab the line, start lifting it up. He's right back on this side of it. There's Jack.
Pulling.
I
Now we
bet
gotta work
he
our
is.
way backwards.
Yeah. Okay. Here he comes, folks. It's going to be exciting. Oh, there was a swirl. Yeah, this is what we've been looking for, folks. Big flathead. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take him from the back side, right under this underside, with a gaff hook, just like that. Then I can lift him right up and in. And
Wow.
Greg's running for his life.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take him off of there.
This time save the line.
Yes. Now
Look at
that's
that.
what we're looking for. This one's about a 35 pounder.
Just a little one.
A little one. But hopefully we'll have another one soon. So
What a tank.
if not, this at least gives you an idea.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that something? Look at
I'm
that.
loving it.
The main differences between a channel cat and a flathead is that this flathead will have a shovel nose. It's also called an Appaloosa, and it's got this kind of marble Appaloosa look to it, but absolutely different type of fish. You can tell by the flatness of the head, the wider of the body, the coloration.
And it's heavy.
Just what we were looking for.
One thing about filming with Greg, he certainly is a personality.
Yeah, never a dull moment there.
One of our favorite people in the world, though. You know, in addition to my cousin Greg, the great angler he was and a huge part of the show, other members of the family got involved. In fact, our #1 camera person when we were on location was your oldest son, Steve.
Yep.
I mean, we did get him in front of the camera a couple times,
Yep.
but he really
Not
was
willingly.
hesitant. He loved to fish, and he loved to be behind the scenes, and was an incredible camera person to help
Right,
us
he
out.
was.
And you asked him a couple of his favorite memories.
Yep, and he was one that I think he did at least a couple dozen shows with us, and he also traveled all over, but he said one of his best memories, and the one that I think he liked doing the best, was Q Creek, which is basically in Wyoming, which is
Stan Kroenke's ranch, right up
which
there.
His little ranch.
Yeah, 570,000 acres. Where we launched the weekend that Altitude, the station you're watching us on, started, we were at Stan's ranch filming.
Right. And the thing that really came out for him, he said it was such an adventure. It was a beautiful area. It was very high end. It was a massive spread, as we know, because we could get in the truck and drive for a couple of hours and we're still on the property. But there were so many beautiful areas. We had the buffalo, we had all the wildlife, but yet he had a lot of areas to fish in, like some of the beautiful
Lakes.
trout ponds and the rivers and everything else. And that was one of the times we got Stephen to actually fish, and he got a beautiful rainbow trout. But the other side goes down to Buena Vista, which is in Mexico. And that trip was very interesting. We had a lot of stress. We had hurricanes. We had cameras break. But it was different for him because he said the fishing was really tough, but we went through a lot of different species that he'd never fished before. So it was interesting for him to be able to catch all the different fish. Like we had the mahi-mahi, dolphin, snapper, marlin. And the best part about that is we dined heavenly there. And, because they bring it back and cook it fresh, and we had it family style. So it was really a fun trip with that, being able to do all that. But then we had the hurricane that hit.
Oh.
And that was an experience.
Okay, so with Stephen, yeah, we had everything from hurricanes to fishing in Wyoming at a beautiful ranch. In fact, let's show you a few clips of some of the adventures that Stephen was either in front of the camera or was one of the main camera people that we filmed as we filmed the episode.
Whoa, nice fish, Steve. Beautiful rainbow.
Steve Salty, our camera person, running second camera today, but the fishing's been so good, we said, why don't you fish a while, Stevie? And we know he loves to fish, and he's been doing really well. I mean, he's just learning. He's an accomplished angler who's just learning fly fishing. He actually just, probably only about the third time he's ever fly fished, and yet he's able to have this kind of success on these ponds. He is a good angler, though, and he understands fishing. There we go. Steve Salty, our camera person. Beautiful rainbow from Q Creek Ranch Lodge.
So much to talk about. We just got done, we talked about Greg, we talked about Stephen, and we had other family members, maybe not as involved as much as those two, but there definitely were parts of certain shows. Your son Mark went with us to Mexico to one of the best bass fishing lakes in the world, Lake Huites.
Lake Huites. And that was an experience that he really enjoyed because he got to see basically, I guess what you'd say, third world. And it was such an interesting trip to get there. But yet again, the fishing was phenomenal, and we had so many things going on and such a different experience, and we got pampered majorly.
Oh,
and he loved it.
They took great care of us, but to say it was an experience getting there, can you say Mexican
Good
banditos? But the bass fishing was world class, maybe the best in the world. In fact, let's take them out there and show them just an average fish that Mark caught on this trip.
Okay. Mark's got one. We brought Mark. He's
with the camera
Okay.
crew actually, but we're teaching him to bass fish. And he's already got the first fish. This could be embarrassing. Nice little starter fish. Get you going.
Okay,
First fish.
first fish.
Broke the ice.
Yeah, big one maybe.
Uh-oh, I'm getting tired of him. He's wearing thin on me.
Whoa, nice
good
fish.
Good fish, good fish. All right, Mark.
Let me jump. Big fish.
All right, Mark. All right.
It's a good fish.
Well, that's what,
Just go.
three, 4?
No, I go 4.5 pounds.
Wow. It's just-
First time bass fishing.
Yeah, we're out here at Lake Huites. Renee's taking me out because I'm the big professional to show me the lake. Mark, who's actually the son of our producer and camera person, wanted to learn bass fishing, so we thought this would be a great place to teach him, and we hardly got started and he's making me look bad already. Nice fish, Mark. Congratulations. Way to go. About a 4.5 pounder, and we've been fishing for all of 10 minutes, folks. I want to tell you, this lake is really difficult to catch fish in. So I mean, you know, how many times do you bass fish a year, Mark?
Once, maybe.
All right, Mark. Mark's hooked up on a big fish on a spinnerbait.
Super grande.
Oh. Wow. Oh. Yeah! Oh, Mark!
God!
Oh, it's a bait. On a spinnerbait. Oh, there's Mark, our camera person, who's supposed to be taking pictures of me catching big fish. Instead, he's catching big fish. Okay, hold him up. Okay, now let's get that one back in the water.
Woo! So much. Ahiho! Now the super grande.
That was
Super bass.
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
And that was just one of the very many.
Yeah, we just caught so many bass that trip, and incredible, world-class bass fishing. And of course, 2 of my sons were involved. My oldest and my youngest both
Right.
went on trips or did things with us. My son Kevin went up to Wyoming. And you know, one of the things before we get to the clips of these two is I want to say that what a bonding experience. And
It always is,
with
yep.
your sons and what we did. I mean, the time we spent there, the memories we created together, the being in the wilderness, being alone, being with somebody, but just being fishing and outdoors, just created a bond and a memory that you can't ever take away.
No, I mean, that's the fun thing about it being a parent, because you can share everything with your kids, and it's a good thing.
Well, and you know, I was so proud of Kevin. Kevin had never, he had to go to a trip in Wyoming because you were filming another location.
Right.
And he had to come out, he had to run camera with very little training, and then he actually stepped in front of the camera too.
And he had to put up with you all weekend, which he's never done before.
And we went walleye fishing in Wyoming for a pre-fishing, during a tournament actually. So
Right.
let's show you a couple clips of Kevin walleye fishing with me in Wyoming.
But you know, I don't have I don't have the fishing skills that like my dad's got. And I get kind of lucky sometimes and I'll snag a fish, but no, so I came up here just to get away from the city for a while and spend a little time with my dad and do a little fishing. At least that's what I was hoping for. Ended up not getting a whole lot of fishing in. Got a lot of sunburn though. Hey, got one.
Hey, all right. What do you got?
I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. She's starting to fight a little bit too.
Yeah, it is. Looks like a nice fish.
Yeah, normally when I do something like this, my rod starts to bend, it's either a rock or weeds. There we go.
Nice walleye.
Heck yeah.
That might be the best one of the day so far.
You wanna grab the net?
Yeah, let's try to do him the old. Let's try to do him the professional way here.
Here we go.
Good job, Kevin.
All right, we're gonna go ahead. You got the live well up front going? I'm not fishing in the tournament, so I'm actually up here trying to catch a couple of fish for me to take home for dinner. Got one.
Oh, we can get out of your way.
Oh no, I'm not pulling back that. Yeah, he's got a little fight in him. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, an eater.
There we go.
Nice walleye. Gonna get off if you don't get him in the boat.
Oh, he's fine.
Good job, Kevin.
There we go. Got another one. You know, I
Suppose your dad's getting sick of filming us.
yeah,
Fish.
probably.
He's
you know,
gonna have you back on the
He's
camera
got to be a
in a
little
minute.
jealous. I wanted to come fishing, Got another one here, and
Fish.
yeah, exactly. I get to catch 2 fish, and that's the end of the day for me, I guess.
This last one hurts a little.
Yep.
We lost my youngest son, Jeff, about a year ago. He had Crohn's disease. He was 35, but I was fortunate that I got him to work on one of the shows with us. And Jeff was always a personality again too, right? But he felt so proud of how well he did. We went down to Decker's right here in Colorado, and Jeff ran camera for us. And having never run camera before, he stepped up, he ran down the riverbank, he sacrificed life and limb to make sure he got the shot, and he did incredible.
Yep.
Of course, he also did some other shots. He was
Yeah, he was enjoying the women along the beach too.
Yeah,
So.
But, you know, I'm glad I got that chance to tell him how proud I was and to spend that moment with him. And let's end the show with a tribute to the one that's not with us any longer, Jeff Wickstrom.
I miss you.